And we're back, the viewers, with round 7 of the New York Invitational round robin tournament that is designed to give a chance for the title seekers, mostly young Americans, to get the GM norm. The tournament is held in New York City, and of course, we are following Levy Rosman's progress in the tournament. It's a nightmare tournament so far. All of us, we know this. So Levy is in a very big tilt at the moment, and at the moment we are just trying to get to the end and then reassess things. Yeah, let's just get to the finish line and hope that no more losses. It's really hard to bear, but it is what it is. So, round 7, 3 more games to go. No norm chances, obviously. I think this is basically out of the question. Levy already lost the norm chances in round 3. Theoretically, even when he played a draw, he had a terrible start. And I think mainly the biggest problem was him losing the second game against James Chirilov when he was winning. And yeah, now in the retrospective, now we know, but he's been trying to change how he's been playing. Nothing is working, so at the moment we just try to survive until the end and see how it goes. So, yeah, by the way, I do not think, let me double check it if there's any update. I do not think that we will have a video feed for this round. I suggested this to Levy. I didn't really get an answer back. So we talked mainly about the game. We talked about what to play for the game. And I suggested that he needs some privacy, right? Because it's excruciatingly difficult to, when you're playing very badly and you have a massive audience who is watching you. Maybe he's going to change his mind, but I do not have it. I don't have the video feed. So, but we're still going to continue the coverage, obviously, right? We're still going to continue to cheer for him and hope that he's going to play well. It's just there's not going to be, apparently, no video. All right? All right. For the moment, this is the information. If I'm going to get an update, I'm going to update you. So today he faces, in the 7th round, he faces Liam Putnam, the young American talent. He's really good. He's 16 years old, rated 24-20, and he's also, obviously, he has entered the tournament to fight for the GM norm. Liam has had also a pretty rough tournament, obviously better than Levy. So he has 2.5 points out of 6. In the previous round, he won his game. Still -1. No norm chances for the young American. So, yeah. Again, it is what it is. There's going to be a 15-minute delay. So technically, the game has started. I cannot verify, because the incoming moves are incoming with a 50-minute delay, and there's no video feed, so I can't really know. So in about 7 minutes, we are going to get the moves. And we have a plan, obviously, for this game. I mean, what else we can do, right? So we plan things, they don't quite work, we don't give up, and we continue fighting. So the plan for this game is to play the English opening, play c4. So briefly before the game, I mean, we talked a bit with Levy, and I said to him that, yeah, you're not the first one, not the last one. Start the tournament terribly. I mentioned him a couple of examples, like Shirov's 0.5 point out of 9, and my own 0 out of 5. They were rapid tournaments, but it happens. Also, I played once in a. This was happening in Riga. What was this? Lindor Asabi, a very super strong blitz tournament right after the Grand Swiss, and I lost like 150 rating points, FIDE rating points in one day. In one day. So I just wanted to get out of there, and yeah, basically when this happens, you just want to disappear off the face of the earth. Yeah, you just nothing works in your direction. But I said to him mainly, I survived. So also, by the way, Shirov survived, and everybody else. There's so many losing streaks. Happens to a lot of people. So it's just get to the end and see what happens, right? So the time control for this game, nothing really has changed, but I feel I have to remind the technicalities. It's 90 minutes for the entire game. No second time control, plus 30 seconds. And actually, so far, I mean, the schedule has been really grueling because every single game lasts 4 hours. Every single game is 4 hours. And we have double rounds every day. So this is an incredibly tough tournament. We have title seekers, we have 3 seasoned grandmasters, we have double rounds, essentially 9 games in 5 days. Wow. Yeah, and when things don't go your way, you just cannot pause. You just cannot rest. There's always more, even stronger opponents coming the next round. So the plan is obviously keep fighting until the end. I think that if Levy will get the chance to draw, he'll take it. Obviously, I mean the job is just to get to the finish line, and leave another day basically. Yeah. So against Liam, we made a pretty serious preparation before the tournament. We talked about playing English opening. We talked about playing the Reti, like knight f3, g3, bishop g2. This is something we've been working quite a bit. Also, obviously, English opening is one of Levy's most favorite openings since many years, obviously. And I'm not sure how the game is going to proceed because normally Liam plays c4, e5. And we have prepared a lot of ideas here after c4, e5. There's many systems, many tricky lines. So we'll see. But I also suggested that Liam might be willing to play e6 and play the Queen's Gambit decline. And this will be really consistent with his repertoire, right? So we'll see. In about 3 minutes, we're about to find out. Let me double check it if there's any update. No, there's no update. So this means it's safe to assume that camera is gonna stay off. And thank you for your understanding. Maybe I already should have done that in the previous round, but we kept it on. Yeah. All right, but on the positive side, I mean, the tournament is approaching the finish line. Hard lessons and everything, but the more losses don't really change the outcome of the tournament so far. It's terrible. Yes. More losses. Yes. Can Levy lose the 7th game? Yes, he can lose 7th game. He can. What can I tell you? Nothing I say doesn't really seem to be working because Levy is just very upset. So we're going to get to the finish line. And then my suggestion, as I already mentioned in the previous round, is that I will suggest Levy take a break. So obviously play this match against Pierre Crumbling. It's going to be a fun event. It's going to be a great event, and there's going to be a big meeting in Stockholm, 3rd November. I don't know the details. I am not going to Stockholm, by the way, right? So I'm not planning to go there. Although it's very close. I don't know. Actually, I got an invitation today by a friend to go there. I don't know. We'll see. Probably not, but we'll see. But apart from that, Apart from that, um, I will suggest Levy to take a longer break. I know that he plans another tournament in December. I'll advise to reconsider. Or maybe until December he'll have time to recover. We need to work on these things before we enter another tournament, before we risk to undo some of the done good work. So far, essentially what has happened in this tournament, Levy is about minus 22. I don't know. It's just approximate. 22, 23 rating points. Essentially negating the gained rating he won in the New York IM tournament. So New York is basically on 0. Yeah, so he gained 20 points, he loses 20 points, so it's about the same. So no need to make it any worse. All right, let's wait for the start. Now 15 minutes are over. We should be receiving the moves. If the game finishes quickly today, I'm happy for Levy. There you go. C4 is on the board. The game starts. I'm guessing it's going to be E6, but Liam might be a more principled player and do play E5. I sound defeated. No, by no means. You know, let me tell you this one thing. There's so much negativity in the chat. You know, dear chat, I just hope that you are having those people who write the negative comments. You just have something better in your life than spending the time posting those negative comments, getting the attention. It excites you. Good for you, you know. But Levy's gonna move on, no matter what you say. Levy's gonna move on. He's gonna do his thing. So we're gonna continue doing our things. Levy's gonna get the GM title. So obviously this is a huge loss. You can post your negative comments. I don't mind it, you know. In the worst case, I can just switch it off, right? And I'll simply do the commentary. So, but by the way, there's not overly too many people. I see from time to time some people are writing this, but I really appreciate that when people write good things, you know, keep it up, etc. Then come some kids and they write some mean stuff. Okay, I mean, fine, you can do that. All right. So where's the move? Liam is not making the move. He is possibly surprised by the opening choice because Reddy has played all kinds of continuations. He has played the Reddy opening, he has played the English opening, he has played D4, many setups. Or maybe he's even not present there because again, I don't have a camera, I cannot check it out. Still Levy move to make. You know, technically there's a possibility that also Liam doesn't want to play because it's a second game of the day. He's playing with black. We'll see, right? So E6 is on the board. We expected this. The plan here is to play G3. There you go. We discussed this before the game. In case somebody just joined, did the opponent request no camera today? No. I have no feed, but I suggested Levy to switch it off. That's me. I should have done it actually already. I said it myself. Should have done it already like in previous round ago. So I'm perfectly happy with this. So I left the still image because this is the table where they are playing. Bishop G2 is played. This is what we expected. Now my Intel says that most likely Liam's gonna play d6 on c4 because this is what he has been playing in one of the games. I believe it was 2021 game. Okay, 3 years ago, but it's something we can refer to. Colas against Putnam. Colas, I'm sorry, I don't remember his first name. Sorry, just I don't remember. So we are using this game as a reference. There were not a lot of games because, again, like I already said, Liam doesn't really play e6, d5, but it's very consistent with his repertoire. And also in this tournament, Levy's opponents have already played e6 and d5 twice. So this was Mark Paragua and, of course, Jurabek Kamrakalov. There's also the option to play d4, the sharper choice. We'll see. d4 is a bit challenging. Black takes space, but opens up the long diagonal. So first we need to see what kind of choice Black is going to make so that I can explain some of the concepts. I'm slightly losing my voice over these days. Yeah, I didn't expect this. So every day it's like 8 hours, non-stop talking. I mean, let me tell you this, we're definitely gonna remember this tournament for a long time. So in whatever time it's gonna take, like 3 or 4 years, we're gonna get to the goal. And then we're gonna look back at this moment, and remember, wow, that was pretty bad, right? Having this silly New York tournament, that was quite something. Yeah, do you remember how I tilted? Yeah, that was something, right? But at the moment we are here. Okay, Liam is a bit slow with the choices. He has a couple of ones, so he can take on c4, he can play d4, he can play knight f6, and possibly he can play something sharper. Not really sure. Also there's unfortunately a pretty bad thing when you are starting badly, and I can tell you this from my own experience about this tournament when I started 0 points out of 5. Lost the first 5 games. So the first thing I thought, I don't know how to play chess anymore. So this is what Levy wrote in his Twitter. Yeah, some people call it X, I still call it Twitter. He wrote, apparently I have forgot how to play chess. This is very common feeling. And when you're just having a streak of bad results, obviously you start a question, can you do it? And I had the same feeling. Knight f6 what I played. I had the same feeling when I was doing badly. And the most terrible thing is what happens at this point. You feel like a target is on your back. Because everyone who is playing in a tournament, they see how badly you are playing. So that's why they are maybe against you, slightly more motivated to play. That's how it works. Yeah, I felt a target on my back. Everybody wanted to beat me, right? Because everyone is for himself. Like, even this game, Levy was playing against his friend, Tyron Griffith. Even he decided to fight for himself because everybody is fighting for the GM norm. The Grandmasters are fighting for the rating, for some prestige. So there's no friends, basically, in the tournament. Everybody is playing for himself. So you can't really think about your opponent, his well-being, etc. You're fighting for yourself. And in that tournament, when I started with 5 losses, I desperately needed to stop the streak, the losing streak. So I made a draw. I made a quick draw. Just whatever. I need to stop this. And then I recovered. I got in then, like, it was a round-robin tournament of 14 rounds. I got like -2. Scored some victories, like 3 victories, some draws. Still those 5 losses. I didn't lose any single game anymore. And it was like, not a bad tournament after all. It was pretty bad, but after the start, it was like just a bad tournament, not a terrible tournament. On the same team, I mean, I reminded this to Levy. I reminded him of the story. I reminded him of some bad streaks. At all that. You're not the first one, not the last one to do this. There will be more people. Like, I know quite a few chess professionals who have lost more than 100 points ELO. Like, there's one guy, by the way, very strong grandmaster from Ukraine. He used to be 2700. Now he's lower than me. He is like 2560. So what does it mean? He can't play chess anymore? It's all about the confidence. Some bad streaks, bad tournaments. And there you go. The rating goes away. Will Levy play e4 in the upcoming tournaments? I can't comment about opening prep. We're looking at all kinds of options. So let's see what Liam's going to choose. Again, there's three principal choices. Take, play d4, ignore. I don't know what he's going to do. Liam is not really so well familiar with these positions. I think what he's trying to do, he was trying to replicate Levy's game against Mark Paragu and Jurabek. So these games continue like this. Knight f3, d5, e3, knight f6, b3. Jurabek played bishop d6. Paragu played b6. And here after c takes, g3 was the choice of Levy in both continuations. And Paragu in the second game, he played like the perfect game. Oh, by the way, we have moves already. All right. Now I can tell you a lot. I can tell you a lot about this position. So we have moves. This is the prep. So Levy wanted to get this position. Now, after c4, e6, why g3 is so important here? Why not knight f3? Because you play g3, and we call this like the neo-Catalan. So the classical Catalan would be d4, d5, c4, e6, or maybe with knight f6 first, doesn't matter, g3. And now the point is that here Black has a couple of choices. Black has bishop b4 check, bishop d2, and bishop d6, which is sometimes coming with some stonewall ideas. Then Black has ideas like bishop e7, and in some lines, he's threatening to take the pawn on c4 because the queen on d1 is not well enough protecting the pawn on d4. In some games, Black just takes the pawn on c4 and then plays either b5 or a6, b5 or knight c6 or c5. That's why some people have started to experiment delaying the move d4. So look at this. So if you play g3, and why g3? Okay, let me start with knight f3. Knight f3, d5, g3, you play knight f6, you play bishop g2. Now the difference here is that the pawn is not on d4. So this means this move no longer makes sense. D takes on c4 does make sense, and it is on the board. And if Black here plays bishop e7, castles, we simply fool the opponent out of two potential systems. So now we switch to d4, the Catalan, and Black did not give a check on b4, and neither Black took the early d takes on c4. So the order of the moves led us to avoid a couple of systems. So that's why here, the nuance of g3, why not knight f3? Because if you play knight f3, and I reminded this to Levy after the game, before the game, that after g3, d takes on c4, obviously you don't want to lose the pawn. Black is going to play b5, bishop b7. You give a check here and here. If you want to understand a bit better the Catalan, I have made a very good video on my YouTube channel. My username is GMNations. One of the most viewed videos. The Catalan Bootcamp. You're easily going to find it. One of the problems in the Catalan is that black wants to play a6, b5 and solve the problems of the so-called Catalan bishop. So black plays a6, you play bishop g2, black plays b5, and the problem is solved. And now you understand why white plays g3, not knight f3. Because after d5, bishop g2, d takes, queen a4 check, knight e7, queen c4, a6. You see, we don't play knight f3. Because after knight f3, b5, black would solve the problem of the Catalan bishop. Now instead, after a6, I can play either queen b3 or queen c2. And if you play knight f6, now I play knight f3. If you play b5, you need to watch out for knight e4 and knight e5. That's it. Also, white keeps the opportunity to play either d3 or d4. You might be asking, why not everybody is doing this? If this is so great, why not just switch from the main Catalan and just play c4, g3, bishop g2? You open some doors with this move order and you close some doors. If you play c4, you allow your opponent to play e5. So if you play c4, this means you have to be happy with this setup. So your opponent then plays c6, now you play g3, d5, and bishop g2. There's another setup. Your opponent, just because you didn't play d4, he might play d4 himself, which is a pretty serious move. You know, something like knight f3, c5, short castle, knight c6, and black is pretty active. Now you understand. So what Levy did, he simply used my advice, what we did before the tournament, obviously. Before the game, we just discussed which setup to take because we discussed several scenarios, and we simply avoided several systems. So now Liam plays d takes on c4, queen f4 check, knight e7, queen c4, a6, and now it's either queen b3 or queen c2, stopping b5 and bishop b7. Am I right? My voice sounds a bit rough. Yes, I'm losing my voice. Yes. I'm about to lose it. There's nothing I can do about it. All right. Yeah. I'm drinking chamomile tea. Maybe I'll try to speak not loud enough. Save my voice. So, yeah, all of this is bishop d6, by the way. Ancient marks is a mistake. Castles. Levy should be pretty happy about the position. And I think after the castle, Levy already is entitled to be aggressive in the center. And play d4. And play e4 and knight c3. Very nice position. Yeah. Looks like Liam is overrated. Come on, guys. I mean, we discussed this. You put in the same room 10 competitive players. So imagine this. You put in the same room top 10 players in the world. Some of them are going to perform well, and some of them are going to be the last places. Even if the guy is top 10, he's going to finish in the last place because somebody has to. This is a highly competitive tournament. I'll try to explain why bishop d6. Why not bishop e7? There's this idea that at some point black wants to play c5, b5, and bishop b7. So if black plays bishop e7, castles and castles, let's say Levy plays d4. Black has some problems with b5. It allows knight e5. Big problem. Knight c6 is incoming, rook is under attack. So one of the key ideas for black to solve the problem is to play c5 and put the rook on b8. So that you move away from the diagonal and then you play b5 and bishop b7. Well, guess what? There's bishop f4. And now you go back. So that's why bishop d6 is meant to play c5, b5, and bishop b7, so that there's no bishop f4. However, it's all about the move order. So apparently here, this is not the most precise move. If you ask me, what was the precise move order? I really don't remember. I mean, we prepped this a long time ago. I think it was something like c5. Discouraging white to play d4. And after the castles, I think it was here bishop d6. If I'm not terribly mistaken. Maybe I am. Or maybe it was rook b8 and then bishop d6. So I think what Liam did, he simply is not too familiar with this position. He knows some ideas. He was hoping that Levy is going to repeat the game against Kamrakolov and Paragua, but he's surprised. All right. I think this is a necessary move. Grab the space. d4, e4. Maybe there's something slower like b3 and bishop b2. This is an opening success indeed. On the downside, we have not really worked a lot with the middle games. We didn't have time to do a lot of things. So the schedule in July and August was pretty chaotic. So we met a couple of times here and there. Like, we tried to work like twice a week, which is, I mean, pretty okay. But we have to work more, obviously. I also had my first commitments. I was doing commentary for the Chess Festival for more than 2 weeks. I could not cancel it. I had agreed to do it like half a year before even I started to work with Levy. And Levy was playing in 2 tournaments, like in New York and oh wait, in the other tournament he didn't play, but then he played in Spilimbergo. So some of our schedules were overlapping. We were pretty busy. And there's the summer and everything. So we were not able to do as much as we wanted during this time. We did a lot of work in May and June. July and August was a bit, not so much, but still. And now I think it's a good idea, again, after the New York tournament, again, reassess what has happened and work a bit on the training schedule. We know the topics. I have the material. I'm going to bombard him with a lot of homework. And everything is going to be good. I mean, I'm talking about 2 hours a week, not 2 hours a week, 2 times a week. 2 times a week. It's when we meet. But he works himself as well. He studies a lot, he does puzzles, he repeats the files, etc. When we physically meet, it was 2 times a week. Yeah, a lot of homework will be needed. Do I think Levy is better playing because the camera is off? No. No, but I think for this game he's gonna be better this way. All right. Oh my goodness, my voice is getting pretty bad suddenly. Lemon and honey, you're saying, right? Yeah, I'll try to get it for tomorrow. If it's due to some psychological problem, what good is homework? No, it's not only psychological problem. There are flaws. Working on calculation, working on some simple positional choices. This is what we are gonna do. So I think he should play d4. Homework will help him to be more prepared. Exactly, I'm more confident. Absolutely. If Liam got the GM norm, would that also count as an IM norm? Michael is asking on YouTube. I think so. Yeah, it's automatically an IM norm as well. You know, actually, this one's happened. My friend was once playing in an open tournament, and he played really great. And after the end, he was given a certificate of getting a norm. And he was like, hooray, I got an IM norm. And then he starts to read, wait a second, it's a GM norm. Apparently, he got the GM norm. He was playing so well, he got the GM norm. It was unbelievable. Yeah, but then they double checked it. The tournament organizer had miscalculated. No, there was no GM norm, it was only IM norm. But yeah, you can do that. B3, okay, fine. It's a decent move. A bit slower move, but a good move. If you become a World Junior Champion, do you instantly become a GM? Yes, I think so. Also, World Senior Champion. Same thing. Agard's books on calculation, lots of coffee. Good suggestion. Thank you. No, B3 is a fine move. If he will play d4, I suppose the idea is to play e5, but again, it's not so obvious. I mean, what if black plays e5? I mean, he kind of wants to do it. Solve the problem of the last bishop. And if you take it and take it, it's not so much. So d4, e5. This could be the main reason why Levy didn't want to do this. And now the trick is, if black plays e5, Levy can just not play d4. He could play, for example, knight a3, put the knight on c4, maybe bishop e2, knight c3, rook c1, rook d1, d3, maybe d3, knight e2, bishop e2, a3, b4, knight c4. There's many ideas. Yeah, by the way, his friend in the GN tournament was doing really well. Let me check how he's doing. I didn't really check it. Yeah, he has 5 points out of 6. If he gets 2 points out of 3, then he gets the GN norm. Plays really well. He played very impressive positional game against Levy. I think he would deserve it. How long do I think it will take Levy to get the title? Well, obviously this is a setback, this tournament. So I was always saying it's at least 3 years. Maybe add a couple of months on top of that. I mean, what I was saying to Levy is that you should have some sort of long-term and short-term plan. And Levy's a very smart guy. He's perfectly aware. So you make some shorter or long-term plans, and then you see how is it working out. If it's not working out, it means something needs to be changed. And at the moment, we have worked only for a couple of months. So well, how much time is it? So we started to work in basically May, June, July, August. 4 months. And from these 4 months, July, August was pretty sporadic. So essentially only 3 months. And I think that some of the input work you're gonna see in a longer time frame, like something like after a year, you can look back and you're gonna see the difference, because chess is a very work demanding game. You don't often see the results immediately. They come out at some point later. And that's why I was saying is that the very first tournament in Madrid, when Levy played so well, it completely caught us off guard. I didn't expect this. I thought he's going to be doing okay, definitely not fighting for the norm. And suddenly he was. But again, he played so well in New York, in Madrid, that it set the expectation bar to everybody, including possibly to Levy, at least subconsciously, incredibly high. So it's like every tournament's going to be plus 20 points, it's going to be norms, etc. No. It doesn't work like that. No, Levy did not underestimate the tournament. As Neil writes on YouTube, no. He was treating it very seriously, and he is treating it very seriously. Is this tournament more challenging than his competition in Madrid? No, I don't think so. It's more or less the same. Just different people, but a different month, different start. And it just turned out completely different. In Madrid, actually, the lineup was even slightly stronger. Because for the norm, you needed 6.5, not 7. Alright, bishop b2 is played. Just a second, guys. I'm gonna try to fix my throat. See you in a couple of minutes. Alright, I'm back. So Levy keeps the opportunity to play both d4 or d3. In the red perspective, I think immediately d4 indeed was stronger. Where was this? Here. Here, here, here. But okay, fine. Yeah, Levy is playing a bit faster, and here Liam is trying to fix the problem of the so-called Catalan bishop. Maybe he can play b6 immediately. The idea is here, if you play knight e5, black plays knight e5. This, by the way, is a typical idea in this position. What do you put the queen? On c2 or b3? And there are some lines. When white plays queen b3, let's say you play c5, black plays b5, tries to play bishop b7, and now the big difference is you can play knight e5. You hit the rook, and after knight e5, you just take it. So the difference is, if you put the queen on c2, in some lines, knight e5 no longer is so good, because black has access to knight e5. The queen no longer attacks the square. I think b5 or b6 should be played by black. Sometimes white also restricts black by playing d3, e4, playing something like knight e2, threatening e5, limiting these pieces. Apart from that, we haven't really talked at all about the middle game here. Never had a chance, not enough time. What about knight g5? I mean, then you don't play knight e5. You play rook b8. There's no mate. This is not mate. Yeah, I think that Liam wants to play e5. And I think that he doesn't know this position really well, because b6 or b5 was pretty good. So queen e7 in this regard feels like a waste of time. And maybe Levy has to play d4 again. d4, c takes knight e4. And black has problems to develop the bishop. Rook b8 maybe, but again b5, there's knight c6, so something like rook d1, knight c3, rook c1, perhaps e4 at some point. No. By the way, answering a question, not a question, insight about Norm Gao. You can't repertoire the entire game. No, but a very important part of the prep is doing the middle game. Talk about typical ideas, typical maneuvers, which pieces stand where. And this, by the way, was one of the problems in Spilimbergo. So we had opening ideas, but we didn't really have a chance to work on the middle game. And there was this one game against Clendy. Yeah, this immortal game that Levy played in round 7. I think it was round 7. And he got a very nice position after the opening. But he didn't know what to do next, because he had never seen this position before. So you can study the best openings. You can play the best moves. But what happens, most importantly, is the middle game. Do you know what are the plans? Do you know where to position the pieces? So, for example, studying chessable courses is not everything. And you need to understand what to do next. I got to live with him and coach him daily. Yeah, yeah, you wish. Ah, we're gonna work it out. We're gonna find more time, more structured training process, focused on the important things. I'm good. Losing the voice, not a lot of talking over the past 4 days, but I'm good. Like I already said it in the previous round, I have to survive one more day, and then for the Olympiad, I don't need the voice. I'll be muted. Yeah, we'll play an Olympiad. Team Latvia. Will Levy commentate my Olympiad? I highly doubt it. But if I will get to play, for example, against Magnus Carlsen, I'm sure he's going to cover it. Now that will be something. I will be playing top board for Team Latvia, and Carlsen plays top board for Team Norway. So there's a chance. Would e4 be good? E4 sometimes is an idea. I don't think that here is good. Because black plays e5 and blocks your bishop. There are moments when white plays here, let's say b6, and white plays e4. Yeah, this sometimes happens. To restrict the knight, to restrict the bishop, and also restrict your own bishop, and then threat at e5. And there's some tricky positions here, like knight h4, here, 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 4. It's pretty interesting. Levy said his work ethic was bad during these last tournaments. What did he mean? That was a question. I'm not entirely sure. We haven't discussed this. I think he's just unhappy himself that he did not work a bit more seriously. And that's it. That maybe he feels a bit guilty that he was unable to allocate a bit more time for more training sessions. Could be, I'm not sure. Maybe he hasn't done one of my last homeworks. I hope he doesn't feel too bad about it. We're going to do a lot of homeworks. All right. I think you have to play d4. This is a bit slow. I mean, it's possible. D4 feels just good. Uh, do I play full games for with Levy? No, we haven't played any sparring games, but I will get him sparring partners anonymously. Good GMs, play some longer rapids so that you can play a couple of games within one day. Test some openings. Do I learn, improve some stuff as a coach? Sure. Do you think I'm an ideal coach? No. No, I make mistakes as well. I also sometimes do things like I think after the game I should have done different. There you go, D4, well played, Levy. I sometimes do things and I'm thinking, stupid, I should have done that, right? I should have suggested this. Like when Levy played this silly line, yeah, now we can say it was silly. In round 5 against Barbosa, that I didn't talk him out of this because I had a strange feeling about it. But again, I didn't really want to change Levy's idea. Like, I just wanted him to be happy that he chose something for the game and he kind of knew the idea. And I thought that he prepped it well. But as a coach, I should have double checked. So, as I already said, that's on me. So, I do make mistakes. There's no ideal coach, except maybe of some. Like, the couple of best coaches in the world, they are Jakob Ogard, like Ramesh. The really huge names, like Boris Avruk, also, I think, is a huge, huge name. Highly respected. Those are great coaches. Opinion on Jakob Agard, I have the deepest respect for him. He has done a lot of good things for chess. What does a chess homework actually look like? Mainly strategic examples. You give your opponent some tricky positions, not necessarily checkmate to, etc. No stuff like that. Like where he has to work around, calculate, etc. And I give him a specific amount of time, and then he has to come up with some solutions. I think what we are also going to do is I'm going to ask him to do a lot of brainstorming. Like I'm going to give him positions, and I'm going to say, present every single idea you can find in this position. And then I'm going to listen to what he says, and I'm going to add my own thoughts. Do I watch Chess Pro stream? I think they're the greatest. I am a big fan of the Chess Pros. They have a very positive vibe. They're different, right, than the others, right? I adore them. Could Magnus Carlsen be a good coach? No. I do not think that all of the greatest chess players, they're great coaches. there's a lot of qualities a coach has to have that some of the best chess players in the world, they don't have it. It's like any sports. Like some of the greatest, for example, football coaches, they were not really the greatest football players, were they? No. But they know how to communicate, they know how to teach some elements, etc. Also in chess, some of the greatest coaches, they are not elite in the world. Actually, I know some players who are like 2000 rated, but they are amazing analytical analysts and are working with world-class players. So maybe rated only 2000, but they're really good at what they do. And they can help some of the best players in the world. So you don't have to be a grandmaster to be a great coach. You don't have to be that. You could be even IM or FM, but you know how to work, you know how to speak with the student, how to motivate him, keep him working, watch out for him, give him homework, etc. Yeah, so yeah, by the way, funny that you mentioned Zinedine Zidane. Yeah, he's an exception basically. I wanted to mention Zidane. He is amazing coach. Yeah, who would have thought, you know? There's a lot of great examples. Yeah, you're writing there in the chat. I don't know how great is Danya as a coach. I never seen him doing a coaching. I know he's the greatest commentator. All right, rook b8 was played, so black tries to solve the problem of the Catalan bishop. Hikaru said that Levy's opponents have figured out his Caracan. Do I agree? Did he say that? Because sometimes people post on the chat and I can't verify. I'll just say that there's nothing wrong with the Caracan. Do you remember a single opening, a single Caracan in this tournament where Levy had a bad position in the Caracan? Like, he was in trouble. Do you remember such a game? Like the previous game he was playing today, did he lose because of the opening? Actually, his position was really good. When he was playing against Kieran Griffith, his position in the opening was good. He actually at some point was simply better. So the opening is not a problem. I think Hikaru's main suggestion was that he needs to be, Levy needs to be more versatile. And I agree, yes. He needs to be more unpredictable. I agree. He needs to play a spicier defense. I agree. I've said it a couple of times. And we are working on it. But again, like I already said, there's so many things we need to do. At the moment, the priority is the calculation. We have to fix this. Levy can't calculate deeply. This is getting pretty apparent. We have to fix it. So we're going to work on this. Top priority. Second one, simple positional decision making. Sometimes where to position the pieces. Levy is, for some reason, struggling with this. We're going to work on this. This is priority. Then we need to add more openings like this. Some Sicilian, something sharper against d4. This also requires time. Chess is such a game that you work on for hours a day, and maybe you see the results after a year. That's why, on average, getting a Grandmaster title, it's an incredibly difficult thing. I mean, maybe sometimes some people don't understand it. Yeah, it seems like there's so many Grandmasters in the world, but when you compare with the number of players and how many of them, actually, how big is the number of IMs, International Masters, getting the GM title? I mean, many don't even get close. Yeah, some people actually are ridiculing me about the trophies in my bag. By the way, the shelf, it's not tilted. It is an effect of the camera. It's pretty even. You know, it's very funny. I have noticed this. No, no, no. It looks like it. It's very, very okay. It's very solid. It just looks for some reason. I don't understand why. I'm using a camera and for some reason it looks like it's about to collapse. No, it's very even. I'm gonna post a picture on Twitter just to prove the point. Just a second. You don't believe me? I'm gonna post a picture right now. All right. Just I caught your bluff. You were saying that it's tilted. Just a second. Where's this thing? All right. There you go. Just tweet it. There you go. Now you see it. Now you see it. I didn't lie. It's a camera effect. Yes, lenses are curved. All right. D4 E4. Levy goes. So he wants to play E5. It's a decent move. Which basically forces black to take on D4. Knight E4, I suppose. Very nice position. All right. Knight E4. No, this was not a shameless with a promo. You bluffed. I caught your bluff. You said it's yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I mean it's not the camera curve. I caught your bluff. I caught your bluff immediately. I proved it. You can check the picture. So now black is still suffering with the development. There's no b5, there's knight c6, e5 is knight f5. So Levy made a very nice choice. Most likely here, Liam needs to remove the knight and play bishop d7 something. f4, I'm not so sure. I don't like this move because you weaken the king. Maybe knight c3, rook c1, rook d1. I think Levy enjoys this position. Am I reading YouTube chat? Guys, what do you think I'm doing here all the time? I'm literally reading your chat. YouTube and Twitch. No, YouTube chat is not left in dust. Which chat is the best? Sometimes chat can be pretty mean. You know, yeah, Levy is used to this. You know, he streamed a lot. Like he streamed for huge audiences. For him, it's a daily thing. He's used to this. But the negative comments, they can get to people, you know. It definitely can. So obviously, when you are like used to this and you grow very thick skin, you learn to not to pay attention. Yeah, but there are still moments when it can get to you, when you're not feeling so well, etc. So that's why I think I'm always saying this. It should be pretty standard thing, like be nice, etc. Let's just keep this a friendly environment. And we're following a chess game. Your favorite YouTuber. No, by the way, I'm not disappointed with the chat. Right now, the chat is very good. So thank you. By the way, you know, I think that also we are kind of responsible for keeping it like that. That there are some people who call out the others. I mean, don't be like that. Don't be rude. I mean, why are you doing this, etc. I think this is really nice. All right, rook d8 is played by Liam. By the way, I'm streaming myself. Okay, now this is advertisement. I am streaming right now on my Twitch channel as well. So it's 3 channels. Levy's, Twitch, YouTube, and my own Twitch channel. So all of the 233 people who are watching it right now, because I see the stats. Hey, how are you doing, guys? Sorry I've been slightly neglecting you. It's a bit tough to follow all of the 3 chats at the same time, right? And by the way, we have quite a few Latvians also watching. You know, it's amazing. And occasionally some Latvians write to me on some social media like Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, so saying thank you for doing this, etc. Latvians keep the good work, etc. So that this is really nice, you know. Have I been in Prague? I've been in Prague this August, actually. So I think Levy's going to play either knight c3 or knight e2 here. Maybe knight e2 makes a bit more sense because there's knight c4, hit the bishop. So for example, here, knight c4, if it goes away, you have bishop a3. For example, here, let's say black does something ridiculous. Like here, knight c4, you go here, this is a problem. You see? That's why the knight here stands so well. And then you play knight e6, and black has problems to complete development. You know, I'm gonna reveal you a small secret. When I was a kid, about Liam's age, I did not understand the Catalan. I thought it's dead equal. Why is this? Because we have symmetrical pawn structure, 4 versus 4, 2 versus 2. And okay, the bishop on c8 is slightly bad, but I'm gonna find a way to bring it in the game. That's how I was thinking back then. And some of the stronger players, like grandmasters, they would play it against me. And I thought, what is this? This is not serious. I'm doing great. I grew older. And I understood. It's such a unpleasant position for black. All right. Even having the best coach will take years of practice. Is this comment true? Yes, the comment is true. Do I think do I think there's any chance Levy fires me after the tournament ends? Well, maybe. I don't know. If he feels like I am I'm the one to blame, then it happens. You'll see. So at the moment, I am just doing everything I can. I've said a couple of times that working with Levy is my priority because I'm incredibly motivated to see him succeed because I relate to his progress. And obviously, we'll never know, right? We'll see. I do believe, to be honest, that a couple of months is a bit too early. But, couple of months is a bit early. We have to work a bit more. Maybe I'll run out of ideas. I have a lot of ideas to work with. Do we have goats in Latvia? No, actually, for some reason, goats decided not to stay in Latvia. Can you imagine? For some reason, only in Latvia. And Estonia and Lithuania, they're there, but not in Latvia. I don't understand why. Thank you for bringing this up. Crazy. Yeah, what kind of questions are those? Sometimes, yeah, it just makes me smile. But I mean, thank you for keeping us entertained. I am in Latvia. Right now in Latvia here it's 2 a.m. I don't mind it. I have already have said this many times. Um, I have adapted to the new schedule. I'm living New York time right now for a week. It's it's okay. It's a bit lonely. Sit here alone during the night, but it's okay. And then I sleep in the morning. Obviously, I wake up. I make the recap of the night's game. I work with Levy because also Levy wakes up in the middle of the day of European time. Let me talk about some strategy. And in the past couple of rounds, we haven't really done a lot of deep prep. We did a lot of prep before the tournament. But not during the tournament. Like, especially during the last rounds, we try to keep it minimum, just to keep the kid fresh. Yeah, I'm not alone. I'm with 10,000 friends. Yeah, right, indeed. Thank you. All right. Why didn't Levy play e5 before? There was an e5 move? There was no e5. I mean, you can't do it. Black just takes it. You're losing something. Do I have a cat? I do have a cat. It's somewhere wandering around. Seeing some other cats, I suppose. I don't know. Is it is it better to be a GM or a famous YouTuber? How about a famous GM YouTuber like Levy? Yeah, there's a question about 92. How to deal with this? Wait, whose move it is? Levy's, yeah? Okay. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Definitely. So it's a knight move. You know what I just did? Elimination method. It works sometimes wonders. Which piece or pawn should move? No, no, because fork. Makes no sense. No, 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 makes no sense. And gotta be the knight. And I just did it like in 10 seconds to bring out the bishop. Now the question is, where does the knight go? I mean, bishop a3 is the move, but you're like lagging behind the development, like takes and knight c4. Just looks so awkward. No, it's got to be a knight move. So let's say knight f8. Sorry, 92, knight f8. Knight c4. Looks pretty dangerous. This is a threat, this is a threat. No. Okay. How about knight e5? Stopping knight c4. Allowing f4. How about f4? Looks a bit shaky, the king is a bit exposed, but it's a very concrete move. Knight g4. e5. Bishop c5. Take it. I don't know. Queen takes is queen c5. That's a problem. Take it. Knight of 3, e5. Whatever. Rook e1 pinning the queen, etc. So I think 92. 92, 95. F4 here, E5. Maybe there's 93. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. 92 is on the board. Good call. I like this move. There's a good chance for Liam to go wrong in this position. Levy's playing good chess. He has been suffering so much in this tournament that it feels like you can't play chess anymore. So that's why this game feels like a nice for a change. Obviously, there's no guarantees. It could go wrong. Let's hope not. Yeah, by the way, also, Liam has a very bright future ahead of him. If I remember correctly, he is very high ranked on chess.com. 3,000 something. 3,100 was it even. So this means that his blitz levels are like way off the charts, really great. Playing very nicely. Probably is going to become a GM at some point, only matter of time. And I think that if you get early an IM title... wait, he's FM. Thought he's IM. But again, it's basically the same 20 for 20. Definitely a GM. So that's the company that Levy's playing. Some of the seasoned New Yorkian GMs and talents in the United States. Any parts of Levy's game, I think that they're already GM level, Atticus is asking on Twitch. Openings. I think his openings are 2,600. Definitely. His endgames, they're pretty good. Pretty good. Like, I'm not sure, maybe not GM level, it's tough to say. We haven't worked a lot on endgames. Like, just when you're doing some game analysis. The weakest parts already, I said this a couple of times, is the variation calculations. It's not great. And also the positional chess, the maneuvers of, let's say, 2 or 3 moves ahead. Also sometimes the strategic thinking. Yeah, so the tournament again is giving us a lot of sources to work on. Not sources, a lot of information to work on. Did it really have to be this painful? No. But it's a lesson. Alright, Liam is thinking about his choices. Yeah, knight c4. Maybe he plays knight b6. But this looks a bit off. The knight does nothing on b6. So I could think already about ideas like e5 and knight c6. First idea that came to my mind. Bishop b5. Hit the rook, followed by bishop c6. Is photographic memory common in chess? No. It's almost like cheating, to be honest. Okay, I am joking, obviously. But it's a huge advantage if you have a photographic memory and you can remember in chess. So those players who have a photographic memory, they remember openings, they remember positions, they remember patterns, because it's in human nature to forget. So many chess players, they're repeating all the time, repeating. You know what is funny? I have even sometimes I'm forgetting my own courses. So stupid, right? So you write stuff and you don't look at the variations for like half a year. You forget what was in your own course, in your baby basically, that you worked on for years. You just forget. So you have to repeat. So if you have like a photographic memory, you remember it like pretty clearly for a long time. No, it's not a myth. From the modern players, I think there's a rumor that Magnus has a photographic memory. Maybe it's not even a rumor. I misunderstand eidetic memory. I have no idea what it is. Please educate me. I have no idea what is eidetic memory. I'm very eager to learn something. Doesn't mean I'm correct, by the way. Eidetic is photographic. Okay. I didn't know. Learned something new today. All right, so Liam is thinking about his choices. Yeah, but mainly on average, players have average memory. But you can train it. I think you can train it. Is a move f4 something you want to play in these positions? Only is asking on Twitch. Normally no, because it weakens your king. It opens the diagonal. But chess is a very concrete game. You can't assume. Maybe in some positions f4 is a pretty bad choice, it's weak as the king, but in one specific moment, that's the move to make. And you know the hardest thing maybe right now for Liam is he suspects that knight e5 might be necessary, but he needs to understand what happens after f4. So he cannot play knight e5 without having a pretty good clue what happens after f4. f4, knight g4, etc., etc., etc. Or maybe bishop c5, take it, or whatever. What's the engine line even? I don't understand. Rook d4? Oh, wow. Rook d4. Takes, discovered check. Or maybe just take it here. So it works. Knight e5, f4, bishop c5. This is not an easy line. Can people go from FM to GM skipping IM altogether? Yes. They can do that. Knight of Fate. Big mistake by Liam. Is it? What about e5 here? We kind of looked at this, no? Oh wait, that was the knight on b6. Not here. I looked with the knight on b6. Here, knight c6 and bishop e5. False alert. But Levy's still doing okay. This is a good move. What about knight c4? This was my original idea, no? Macros Ahmed is writing, learning the pawn structures that arise from different openings is more important than the opening itself. Understanding the pawn structures is definitely important. This looks pretty nice. Maybe bishop c5. And rook d1. Dream position for Levy. Bishop d7. Maybe there's some concrete moves already, like e5. Knight e5. I was thinking some silly lines like here. Maybe ridiculous. Yeah, probably bad. I was thinking some knight f5. And bishop d5. And then somehow anchor the knight on d6. I'm not sure. Rook e1 is the move, knight c4 is the move, rook d1 is the move. There's a couple of pretty good looking moves. Am I aware that my calculation is significantly worse in the evening games. I think in general, you tend to underperform in the evening games. You're tired. I mean, I'm talking about double rounds. What to do with black? First, I think the question is, what does Levy do here? I say knight c4. Just play it without thinking. So let's say bishop c5, stopping e5 threat. I'm playing rook d1. You know what would be my logic? It can't be wrong. It just cannot be a mistake. So it cannot be that I'm making mistakes by making good developing moves. Two bishops, open position. Knight f3. You know, the first thing I wanted to say, Levy, what are you doing? You know why? Because in Spilimbergo, Levy was retreating with the knight from central squares several times for no good reason. And I said to him, why are you retreating with a centralized piece? You should never do it. And he said, you never told me this. I thought, really? I didn't tell you this? And he was like, yeah. But I said, I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? I mean, you don't want to remove the pieces from the centralized squares. Anyway, so this was the discussion we had. But this particular position, going knight f3, maybe not a bad idea after all. Because it comes immediately with the e5 threat. And it opens up the bishop. So it's a very concrete move. What I don't like about knight e4, it quite doesn't stop b5, bishop b7. And after knight f3, in the future, black could play b5, bishop b7. But obviously the first question is, how Liam is countering e5. Maybe e5? Then you play knight c4. Maybe knight g6. Could be just take it and take it. Yeah, it just immediately loses. Or just take on d6, rook d6, and bishop a3. So e5 knight c4 is pretty risky deal for black. And if you can't do that, what do you do? Maybe go here. But are you not afraid of this annoying move? Rook has to go back. And even it's not a big deal. You see this and you don't like it. Like you see a lot of ghosts in this position. You're underdeveloped. Nice move. Have I ever watched one of Levy's Guess the Elo videos? Yes, I have. I think it's great for laughs. You know, there was I remember, there was a comment in the chat when Levy was playing against Barbosa. It will be just a fun twist to suggest his own game to add it to the Guess the Elo. And, you know, I think what Levy would do himself he wouldn't really mind it. He would laugh about himself because one of the most important things, I think, is the ability to laugh about yourself. You know, just to see that there's some things that indeed are funny. So yeah, I could easily imagine him doing this. Just for fun. He includes his own game and laugh together. How stupidly he played the game. No, I don't think it's gonna happen, of course, but he he can laugh about himself. So far, this is a very strong game. Finally, he's playing good chess. Hello to fellow Latvians. How are you doing? Why are you awake? It's 3 a.m. What are you doing here? Levy's doing well in this game. So far, this is the best game of the tournament so far. Good time management, good decisions, feeling the position. Oh, you have a night shift. I see. Uh-huh. Are there any other Latvian grandmasters? Of course, they are. Latvian chess has a lot of tradition. We have a couple of good GMs. All of them, by the way, are gonna go to the World Chess Olympiad in 10 days. We only have like 5 at the moment. Wow. Where these questions are coming from, I don't understand. There's a question, are there any goats in Latvia? I already said no, goats avoid Latvia. For some reason, there's no goats in Latvia. And now there's a question about boiled eggs. Okay. Is that what you're thinking about right now? Boiled eggs? You're looking at this position? You're thinking about breakfast? All right. Yeah, another question is how should Levy continue? I'm not sure. Can he just develop a rook and see what happens? So b6, probably. Knight e5 and bishop b7. Problem solved. Rook c8, black is okay. Black is okay. Rook fc1. Ah! Engine says rook fc1. It just makes no sense, to be honest. Maybe there's the idea to play a3 to keep the pawn on a3 defended. But there's always knight g4. Problems. Why would you go here? No. Not rook fc1. It just makes no sense. So, can I go back knight c4? I mean, it's not really like go back because this knight was never here. And threaten some things. There are some ideas. Not super obvious ones. Yeah, and black is okay. I don't think that Levy wants to take on f6. Queen f6 takes on c5. He just gives away so many dark squares. No, this is not good. Okay, we can moves. Bishop b5, rook a8, rook c1. I suppose b6. I mean, rook a8 was the only move. Black had no choice. Bishop d6 just drops a piece. So he expected Levy playing bishop e5. Now he's gonna think a bit. There's this move, there's this move. Probably b6. But you have to calculate like what happens now. Maybe now this is a move. I still don't buy it. There's nothing here. Yeah, no, the position is just equal. If Levy cannot show everything, anything immediately. This doesn't feel right. I think he should have played something like a3. a5. Maybe now knight c4. b6. Yeah, but I don't see the follow-up. White, I mean, white is slightly better, but not a lot. And go back. b6 is on the board. Can I go here? With the idea to play bishop c7. I'm not sure what it does. It just opens up the position a bit. Puts the rook on an awkward square. Like there's 95 somewhere. Yeah, there's not a lot. Yeah, I mean, this entire sequence, bishop e5, rook c1, somehow I don't buy it. But if you ask me what he should have done, I do not know. Actually, there's another idea I was thinking about. What about some Alapin idea, Sicilian Alapin idea? To play e5 and knight e4. Hint at some kings at attack ideas. Get the knight on d6. I think this deserved attention. So it was like when he played knight f3, bishop c5, this was like a logical follow-up, e5, knight e4. Yeah, I agree. Bishop e5 somehow also doesn't register to me. But you know, I'm not sure that Levy even knows the Sicilian Alapin positions. I don't know if he has written any courses on the Alapin. Has he studied the Alapin? So the Sicilian Alapin, I mean, look at this position. Try to remember it, what it looks like. It's normally something like this. Okay, maybe knight f3 or c3 first, c3 here, knight f6, here, d4, takes, d6, whatever. Bishop c4, takes. Same position, more or less. You know, a couple of developed pieces, more or less the same. And now we look at the position that could have been here. e5, knight e5, and knight e4. Feels pretty good. But I do not know, indeed, if Levy knows these positions. And, yeah. And we have to, you know, actually this was Levy's his own idea. He said that what we could do in our training sessions, we could analyze all kinds of random opening ideas, opening setups, just to gather the so-called encyclopedia of understanding of certain positions. It's like he started to play this position as a neo-Catalan. It transposed to Catalan, and then in some lines it transposes to the Alapin or Alapine or whatever it spells. And you know, the funny thing is, it quite doesn't require any calculation. It's just either you know how to play out this position or you don't. Do you know the typical ideas or you don't? I mean, okay, maybe you can pick up e5, knight e4 anyway, even if you don't know any Alapin. But, so Levy's suggestion was, and I think we're going to do it, is that we work with all kinds of random openings, like the Alapin, like the King's Indian defense, like the King's Gambit, whatever, toss in a lot of things, so that he can gather a lot of ideas, brainstorm positions. There's a lot of ideas we can do. All right, knight c4. Levy keeps pushing, obviously. So now bishop b7 will be played. Okay. You liked my tweet, didn't you? All right. Bishop e7 is played, hitting the pawn on e4. In case somebody missed why the camera is not working, I suggested Levy to switch it off for this round. I already said a couple of times at the very beginning, and then after it. I got no answer from Levy. I got no video feed, so I assume he was fine with this. So now it's a bit easier. There was simply too much pressure, too much negativity. So that's why it's off. All right, what do we have here? Yeah, this pawn. Maybe just, yeah, rook e1 jumps under some knight g4. I'm not sure I like it. How do you deal with this? Definitely not bishop f6, because this bishop is very important. Some knight e1, knight e3, I don't know. Knight d2 feels a bit weird. Black just completes development. I don't like this. Is there some b4 tactical? Oh, just as I was about to suggest. I was about to suggest, what about b4? And Levy immediately played it. I mean, I was trying to figure out what to do with the pawn, and then I was thinking, can you play b4 and knight b6 and get to the rook? So bishop e4 intermezzo is a blunder, right? Is it a blunder? Queen f6, obviously, bishop queen e4, and this is winning material. Maybe queen b7. Well, this I suppose somehow is winning. Everything is kanging, so okay, maybe bishop b4 is the only move. Knight b6. So you can take on e4, I suppose the same idea. Bishop f6. Yep. So the rook is in trouble. Only move is here. Wait, is there something else? I mean, okay, maybe he can sacrifice an exchange for questionable compensation. Doesn't look likely. So takes. Seems to be the only move. The pawn is still under attack. What? Bishop a3? Here? Wow. No, I don't think this will be played. This looks scary, crazy intermezzo move. I mean, you have to calculate, obviously, so many things after it. Yeah. So knight b6, rook a7, most likely, and then threaten to go here. And now maybe play for domination somehow. Maybe there's some specific problems with bishop c7. Oh, I'm dropping the pawn. Sorry, my bad. Queen c7 could be. Like this. Again, I'm dropping the pawn. How many times I can blunder the same idea? Just a second, let me think a bit. It's probably some slower move. Can I just play normal chess here? Rook d1. Can I do this? So I'm hoping that this is always working. But maybe it's not. Because in some lines, you no longer have the bishop under attack. Um, is this pawn even under attack? This is what I don't understand. I mean, there could be many moves. So I'm looking for a logical move immediately. I can use the elimination method as well. Exclude pieces. Sometimes this allows me to give some clarity which piece might move. Bishop d4. Yeah, by the way, bishop d4 looks really nice. With the idea, you want to jump with the knight somewhere. I don't know where. Somewhere. And then assuming bishop e4, again it's bishop f6. So in theory, it's good. I want to go for some, super centralizing moves like knight e4. But I think it jumps under some knight g4. I do not see an easy move, to be honest. I mean, all the obvious moves, for some reason, they're not going through. Like, I tried rook d1, I tried knight e4, I tried bishop c7, bishop d4. Maybe improve the queen somehow, hit the bishop, apply pressure. But how do you do it? I don't see. Considering that this is always hanging, yeah? I mean, I don't think we can rule out that there could be some slow move like queen e2. No? Like, I was thinking walk away from the attack and then play rook c7 or bishop c7 and somehow it works. No, apparently it's also a miss. But we're gonna get our answers pretty soon because this is on the board. Yeah, this is one of those ridiculous moments, and that's why I don't like the ovation bar, is that I have an information that there's something here. Okay, maybe if you're playing over the board, you also feel there's something here. And I'm trying to explain why the ovation bar shows what it shows. It's a bit absurd. So instead of thinking ourselves, yeah, sometimes it's like a cycle. Queen b3. Well, what's the idea of queen b3? Same idea, rook c7? Maybe it's the same idea. And if I take, Oh, there's a fork. Oh, wow. There's a fork with c8. So knight e4, rook c4 something? No? No, not rook c4. I'm just not seeing things. Rook c7 maybe? Go for the planned idea. And somehow white is dominating black who is disconnected. Okay. That is, wow. Yeah, queen b3. Let me check by the way the engine. Is this strictly the only move? Yeah. Yeah. Confirming with engine, queen b3 is only move. I mean, only move to keep an advantage. That is, wow, that is a very difficult move. I was looking at this. Yeah, this for some reason. Now here, I think Levy could spend a lot of time, like, 10 minutes at least. He feels that there could be something here. The position is pretty critical. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not sure. With the current state of mind, Levy can pick it up. But with this game, he has been playing pretty well. So he's been handling it pretty well. And if he formulates that the idea is here, he's going to find it. But the major distraction is this move. It's a very big distraction. Knight e4, bishop e4. And to play queen b3 with some vague idea. I've seen easier positions that Levy has missed, easier choices. This is very hard. So once again, queen b3. I switched off engine already. I just want to double check if this is indeed the correct move. Only choice. That is the only choice. Yeah. This is a threat. This is a threat. So you work it out. You have to see there's a fork, by the way. I didn't see this because you might be preoccupied with the idea. Let's say you make some random move and you think that after bishop e4, you can bishop f6. And I think it's very difficult in this position to think about a fork on c8 when you're thinking about bishop f6 and walk away from the pawn. But out of lack of ideas, he might find it. Because maybe he can use the elimination method. Doesn't work, bishop e4. Makes no sense. Knight e4 is knight g4. Rook d1. Yeah, maybe he's going to pick up something else. Most likely. Maybe queen a4. But then again, queen b3 looks a bit better than queen a4. Hit the bishop. Although this also hits a bishop. I don't know. Hikaru thinks Levy's gonna find it. I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah, but it's gonna cost him a lot of time. Like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Not obvious. And then I think there's a fair chance that Liam could make a mistake here. Because the position suddenly is pretty shaky. Maybe knight g6. Rook c7 is incoming. He takes a pawn on e4. Maybe he blunders a fork on c8. Probably not. Queen b2 does not work because of bishop a3. That's why queen b3. Same idea. Maybe Levy should do all the games without a camera. There's a suggestion on Twitch. Maybe. We'll see. Just a second. I'm gonna make a short break, go after a drink, be back like in a couple of minutes, okay? He found queen b3. Wow. Well done, Levy. This is a very good sign. This is nice. This is really nice. All right. Levy keeps fighting. Yeah, by the way, the evaluation bar now adjusted to 0.3. But he feels the game. This is good news. And he did not spend so much time. You know, I mean, sometimes I quite do not understand how Levy's mind operates. He finds sometimes very difficult, from my perspective, pretty difficult moves. And then in simpler positions, he just straight walks past them. Now, that's why I think that, again, it proves that there's some holes in his understanding in some positions. Some positions he understands, some of the positions he doesn't understand. Bishop c5 is the only move. I mean, it is possible to pick up because if black is not going to find anything else against rook c7 or bishop c7, bishop c5 deals with this, wants to kill the knight and also take the pawn on e4. This is pretty human. So let's check this. So bishop c5, what happens? So you guys in the chat, you're saying that this is engine's choice. Can I go here? I mean, it's a pretty easy move, right? Where do you go? Where do you go? Like, here? And I take? And I go here? No, it just feels that lost immediately. Maybe take? So that the rook is saved. And I take. And you go here. And I go there. Something. Yeah, actually, I'm guessing pretty correctly. I mean, it's not a very difficult line. I kind of guessed it. The line goes on. I'm kind of guessing the line. You know, I'm not doing any calculation. I'm just making the first moves that jump to my mind. This would require quite a bit, but they're easy moves, actually. So, what was it? Bishop c5? Not a4. Not e4. Knight c5, knight c5. Very easy for Levy. So, queen is hitting these pieces. You have to take it. This is easy. Knight d3. Pretty easy move again, bishop c7. And the rook is under attack, and maybe you move it here. And I take it. And I just win the game. Okay, you know, I have no idea. Rook d7, queen s7. Rook d7, queen s7. Doesn't seem like this is holding. Just a piece, no? Okay, you know, I think there's no chance that Liam is going here. There's no chance. So what was it? Here, 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 takes, here. Bishop takes, here. Here, what? Queen a3. What? Or was it rook d7 here? No? Okay, come on. This is not, no, this is not happening, definitely. So, unless, of course, Liam here is like totally out of ideas what to do. He actually could play knight e8, because how else do you deal with rook c7? You play knight e8. right? So you play knight e8 and you stop rook c7 and then you play f6 or something, maybe bishop c5. But wow, this is pretty passive. Feels good. Maybe he's gonna do something else, like bishop e4, give up the exchange. Probably makes no sense. What was the problem here? Takes? This just feels wrong. I mean, even without any calculation, you just feel there's something here. You know, I don't even want to calculate this. Something is gonna be here. So yeah, maybe 98. How else do you stop rook c7? Bishop b4 fails. Rook c7 looks scary. The bishop is beneath hanging and everything. Bishop c5 fails. Bishop a3 is rook c7. Elimination method, right? So no, 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 no. Maybe knight of fate. I'm not sure what it does. Probably again the same, rook c7 or bishop c7. No, I think he can pick up 98. Maybe you need to hit the bishop now. With all your might. But then again, black could play bishop d6 now. You can take it and there's no more fork. I'm talking about why not bishop d6, because, yeah, by the way, I didn't mention this. There's simply a fork. There's a fork. 1e5. Can't do it. So 98, and now you need like a solid move. Something that applies pressure. Maybe just a domination move, rook d1. You know, these are the moves that sometimes skip your radar, like a simple developing move. Rook d1, you're doing nothing wrong. And this is something I've said, Levy, many times. You know, in those positions, you need to like look at the positions and sometimes do really simple stuff like which pieces are not developed here. Rook d1 cannot be a mistake, right? Do some basic calculation. So rook d1, I think, if I'm not finding anything, I'm playing rook d1. Maybe there's more concrete, like bishop d4 something. So after 98, bishop d4. But like I already said, I'm not even sure if this is a threat. I mean, what are you threatening? 95 is bishop d5. But wait, maybe 95 is a threat after all. Let's say you play h6, 95, and I just take it. And somehow this is great. Open position and everything. 95, knight c6 incoming. But I think that this looks pretty okay. And I hope that Levy is not sitting there and doing nothing, because it's very important to use the time when your opponent is thinking. You have to work very hard. You calculate things for your opponent, like how I would stop rook c7. I would play 98. Okay, assuming 98 is happening, what do I do? So you need to get in this rhythm that you're working during your opponent's time. Oh, yeah, sorry guys. I see that there's the night pot is giving Wrong commands. Just a second, I'm gonna text the mods. Sorry guys, I should have done it. I thought they did it. I'm definitely losing voice after this tournament. My voice is not sadder. I'm losing the voice. I'm talking so much alone, 8 hours a day. I'll go to the Olympiad and I'll communicate with signs, sign language. Voice is bending like the shelf. I mean, you have to go back again to the Twitter page and check it out. It's not bending. It's very, very much okay. It's not under the weight of my cups. Bishop c5 is played. There you go. There you go. Now this is gonna be fun. Here we go. Knight a4. I do not buy that he's gonna see this queen a3 line. Knight a4 is super easy move. Super, super pooper easy move. I mean, you hit the bishop. The pawn is under attack. I mean, if Levy found queen b3, he's definitely finding knight a4. There was this weird line. Hikaru mentioned it, by the way. Knight e4, knight c5, knight c5, queen b6, bishop f3. Knight e3, bishop c7, rook d7, here, and queen a3. Was it here? I don't know. Wait. Maybe here. And now queen a3. Was it here? I go back. Rook d3. Oh, sorry. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, so it still continues. I mean, somehow this should be winning, right? Rook f3 and everything. I mean, there should be pretty easy move. Wait, my rook is hanging as well. Oh, wait, I thought queen e2, bishop d6, and rook c8. So how do I make this idea work? Here? Like this? Just an idea. So once again, knight a4, knight e4, takes, queen b6, takes, knight e3, bishop c7, rook d7, queen a7, knight goes here. You gotta take. Queen a3. There could be also some queen c5 line. Queen c5, queen f3, and somehow bishop d6? Wait, is this working? No? Queen a8, baby. So maybe queen a3 here. And now queen c5. Wait, but it just makes no sense, right? Not in time. Oh, sorry. Queen e1. Queen e1. What you're saying, bishop b6? No. I must be blind. Ah, same idea with bishop a5. I see you guys, you're using engine. And then play rook c8. I mean, it is possible to pick up, but it's, wow, it's a difficult line. Knight a4 here. I don't think it's gonna cap on queen b6, takes, knight e3, bishop here, queen a3. Oh, sorry. Rook d7 here, takes. Maybe, but I don't think so. Here, and to see that this is the big idea, and to pick up the bishop a5. Or maybe rook c8 first. Knight a4 is on the board. There you go. Levy has realistic chances to win the game. Now, this is the old Levy we knew and loved. Finally, he's playing a good game. Obviously, the game continues. Who says, by the way, that black has to go to 94? Knight is not an obvious move. Wow. Really? Instantly played knight e4. Is it out of the lack of alternatives? What else he could play? Maybe nothing, I don't know. How about... yeah, if the bishop goes away, there's rook c7, right? Yeah, maybe, yeah, maybe nothing else. You're right. Did he really calculate all of this? I highly doubt it. Maybe he indeed has no choice. Now for white, this is super straightforward. No matter what, how the game finishes, Levy finally plays a good game. As a classical singer, you recommend me a tea called Throat Coat. Throat Coat? You got it. Yeah, Levy plays 97% accuracy. No, not fraud goat, guys. We already talked about goats. And I told you, there are none. There are none over here. Knight c5 on the board. Queen b6 incoming. There's the updated bar. Yes, yes. As somebody wrote in the chat, the position plays itself. Exactly. Exactly. There's a couple of easy moves. Easy. Bishop f3, bishop f3, knight e3, bishop c7. Even if Levy is doing not really great to calculate lines lately, this position is just playing it out itself. I think that actually Levy has a good feeling for Catalan-like positions. He would be a good Catalan player. He likes the fianchetto, the bishop on g2. It nicely fits with some of his English lines, with the Reti, Catalan, and then you mix it together. Of course, he found it. Queen b6 was easy, so the most difficult move was queen b3. After that, everything is just much easier. Don't leak opening prep, so it means I cannot reveal that he's gonna play the Latvian gambit? Okay, I promise. Won't reveal. Please don't clip this. What if somebody would hear? Looks very good right now. The position is pretty simple. Let's keep fingers crossed for Levy. I mean, I have nothing against Liam, obviously. I wish him best of luck in this tournament, upcoming tournaments. I'm sure he's gonna become a grandmaster, but I think Levy just needs this victory a bit more. I think bishop f3 is forced. Yes. Okay, maybe there's knight e3 immediately, but then, I mean, the rook is ganging, right? Everything is ganging. What do you do? You gotta take. Oh wait, there's another idea. Wait, you could play knight e7 to trap the queen. By the way, how about that? How about knight e7? Bishop d6. If you take it, everything starts to fall apart. GG. And if you remove the queen, now you get a lot of material, like an extra piece. Two rooks for the queen and an extra piece. GG. Actually, it could be played. I'm not sure. Because, I mean, bishop f3, knight e3, again, takes. Let's try to understand how human are these lines. This is so human. Shutting off the rook, hitting here, hitting here. I can easily imagine Liam stopping to calculate right here. He just sees, wait a second, I'm just so dead lost, right? So it would take in quite a bit of imagination to pick up this line. And then Levy could spend here a lot of time. Because this sequence is, sorry, but not easy. If he's gonna have enough time, I hope he's gonna work it out. Yeah, his time management is better. I agree. This feels like a normal game. Finally. Hmm. I could easily imagine Putnam here discarding the sequence because of, again, takes, and just stopping to calculate somewhere here. I could easily imagine. It just feels lights out. And out of desperation to try the trick to trap the queen, and then after bishop d6, go for this position, which objectively is... Oh, sorry. Oh wait, the line, by the way, still continues. Queen a8. Bishop e3, take it, and now bishop c5. This is, by the way, a pretty human way to happen, although, I mean, Liam should work it out. Or maybe he could suspect that he's losing already. So here he could spend like 10-15 minutes, get to the last 5, and and make a mistake. Just out of lack of alternatives. I mean, objectively he is losing. Objectively he is losing, but Levy will have to pick up this pretty difficult line. Is there drug testing in this tournament? No, it's a chess tournament. Putnam is thinking. All right. By the way, after the game, I will make a recap as usual on my YouTube channel, but not immediately. I need sleep. I don't think I'm gonna do it immediately, so probably after I'll finish the broadcast, there's the first school day tomorrow, so I have a time to nap for like 2 hours, and then go to the first school day and go back, and then I'm gonna sleep, and then I'm gonna make a recap. So the recap could be like a couple of hours before the round 8. No Labor Day. Actually, in Latvia, I do not know when we celebrate Labor Day. I don't think it's even a thing. You know, I gotta tell you, and I mean it. I mean everything I'm saying, I mean it. I mean not always, but sometimes. I envy Americans about your traditions of having a lot of holidays. I think it's great. It's fantastic. You know, I wish we would have something like that. Like you have the Labor Day tradition, you have the uh, like there's this tradition. What was the first? I don't remember. First was the Super Bowl, or there was a Thanksgiving, and then was the Super Bowl. And you have a lot of great holidays. It's fantastic. Obviously, 4th of July. We also have an Independence Day. It's fantastic. I think it's nice. You know, you work hard, and there's a lot of events where you get to celebrate. Yes, I know Super Bowl is not a holiday, but it was attached to one of your holidays. I do not remember which one was it. This position is happening, so 93 is going to happen most likely out of lack of alternatives. Putnam is picking up. He's doing the best he can do. He's a young, talented kid who's making the best choices in a difficult position, but we're still kind of cheering for Levy. Oh wait, what? Wait, maybe I'm mixing up. Maybe not Super Bowl. Wait, wait. What was after Thanksgiving? Black Friday or something? Yeah, yeah, you got it. Black Friday. Okay, I mixed it up. Yeah. I mean, here in Latvia, Black Friday is like a joke. We have some discounts, like, oh, there's a Black Friday weekend, and you get to buy some wares by 30% discount. And obviously, they increase the prices before the Black Friday. So it's not really a thing. I actually even caught one of the stores doing this. Like, I have favorite coffee, and I saw before Black Friday, they increased the price by 40%. Scumbags. All right, 983, I think is gonna happen. F6. 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 I did not expect this move. Okay. Okay. Wait. Wait. What about bishop e8? I spotted this like in 3 seconds. It's wrong? Why it's wrong? Oh. Rook d7, rook c5, rook b8. And your rook is hanging. F6 is a nice idea. So there's this move. Go here. And just enjoy a nice position. But it's not winning, not immediately anyway. This is pretty tricky. There's all kinds of pins. So many intermezzo moves on everything. No, Liam found a good move. Engine wants to take bishop f6. And here. I do not see this happening. I think that Levy wants to win on the spot. This is not winning on the spot. This is prolonging. No, f6 is a good move. Okay, this is a move. Maybe, nothing else. How many moves do you have? 1, 2, 3, nothing else. Maybe he can actually retreat with the bishop. Can he do that? Like, can he do this? Just keep the tension. No. Why not? Maybe now this entire sequence no longer works because black has made a window for the king. What was it? Oh, this is ridiculous. Did he really calculate all of that and he picked up that you have to play f6 and then go for that line? Wow. I mean, so he calculated that this is not working. He calculated this is not working. I'm sorry, where was this? Rook d7 here. Takes. Queen a3. He saw, or maybe he felt that this is not working because you have back rank issues. He calculated all of this, and then he calculated f6 on top of that. And now this, in case bishop f4, now this works. Holy, wow. I'm super impressed. I could never do that. Like, especially like in bishop f4 is on the board. I could never do that like in 10 minutes. So this is a very human move by Levy. And I'm not sure that Levy even sees this even idea. It's a very normal move to retreat, to keep the tension. Yeah, again, you know, this is one of those moments when we talked about when you should spend time. This is the moment. You need to spend time. You don't want to rush in such a position. By the way, Levy's position is still great. You do not rush. Maybe he feels that's it, the game is winning. So the engine, if I can trust the chat, the engine was saying bishop f6 and rook c5 with a large advantage. Do you go here? Or you're thinking that you're winning the position after bishop f4. Everything is kind of hanging. I think that considering that Levy's calculation is not that great at the moment, I think he should have tried to keep at least a huge advantage that basically plays itself. But then again, I can't blame him. I mean, this is a pretty sick line, this knight e3 and queen a3. It just makes, like, from normal standards, no sense. Again, knight e3, bishop c7, rook d7, here, knight takes, and some queen a3. And now, this entire sequence, by the way, the game still continues. f6 makes a lot of difference. So Liam is down on 11 minutes. I mean, he basically has no choice. It's either this or he is losing. What else he has? I mean, the knight is under attack, no? Oh, wait. Maybe there's some knight a4. Maybe the line is actually not that difficult. I was trying to portray, but wow, those are some calculation skills. I mean, these kids today, they're getting so good. Yeah, I think knight e3 will happen. You know, I can relate to this. I think I could easily find some similar examples where I have made a similar mistake. Like, not calculate until the end and don't go for the simpler continuation. This also comes with experience. It's like, you're not sure you're winning here. You're not sure that you're calculating things precisely. Levy apparently is. He's sure that he's winning here. But yeah, but if you're winning, how do you choose to play bishop f6 and rook c5? You just don't, right? Black is down on 9 minutes. No, you can't play Levy here. Just his opponent just picked up some insane defense. I mean, he still has to pick it up. But I'm pretty sure he sees it. Otherwise, why would you play f6? Oh! Oh! Oh, oh, oh! A miss. So he is a human being confirmed. Alright, where's the win? These bishops are monstrous. You need to hit it. You need to hammer it down. Here, here, or here. How do you do it? How do you want to cook it? This makes sense, right? Here. Maybe here. Same idea. Cannot be a terrible mistake. The white has monstrous bishops. And if you go here, I just go maybe here, maybe here. I'm not sure. This is also good. So this makes sense. What's the other move? Queen b3 allows the knight to go back. This will never happen. Queen c6 also might be moved, but it blocks your bishop. No, I think Queen a5 is very findable. He picked up a couple of more difficult moves in the game. Right? So Queen a5, the knight is under attack. Black is probably overloaded. Queen d7 is rook d1. Queen e8 is something wrong with this. So most likely knight b2, knight d3. By the way, guys, I have said this so many times. We are cheering for Levy, but we always respect the opposition, right? It doesn't mean we can't appreciate how well they're playing, right? Liam played amazing defense. I mean, this f6, I don't know what happened, why he didn't go 93. Of course we cheer for Levy. We want him to win. But let's respect also the opposition, right? And by the way, and I told this to Levy about Karen, and I'm pretty sure that Levy also feels the same. Like when Levy lost to Karen, it's like I told him, it's like be happy for your friend, right? So you lost to him, and he played well. So I hope he gets the GM norm in this tournament. And this looks like a win. I mean, the position is pretty straightforward. All right, now it was played. Bishop c7 maybe. Yeah, bishop c7, bishop b6 looks like a killing move. I mean, again, the position just plays itself. This is a threat. You have to deal with this. Okay, maybe bishop e3. Ah, yeah, bishop e3 also has a move. Hit the rook. Rook goes here. No, I think Levy's gonna play bishop c7 because this was his original idea. So, yeah, Liam calculated this to be losing. And you can't blame him. Right, here, rook d7, you just think it's lights out. I hope that Levy doesn't relax too early. No, you cannot celebrate. You cannot. We wait. No, it's not over yet. We wait. We keep our fingers crossed. The position plays itself. But you'd still need to be accurate. What was the line? Bishop c7. Rook c7. Rook goes here. Bishop b6. Knight goes here. Ah, maybe this is what Liam was scouting for this line. But even this is just winning, no? And if you take it, well, you somehow win this. Might take a while, but no, I do not have the live camera feed for this round. I talked about this a couple of times. The game is still continuing. People don't celebrate. Rook c7 makes no sense because you want the rook on a7 as a target. So Levy's choosing between these two moves. Levy's gonna play bishop c7. He already saw it here. He saw it here. His idea was to play bishop c7. He was ready to do this. Right now he's just looking what's the simplest way to get it done. Levy's thinking. The bar says 4.4. So what could he be calculating? So let's say here, bishop c7 is played. There we go. I like the speed. The speed is good. Of course, black is going to try to keep the material balance at all costs. So he's not going to give up the exchange because it's essentially close to losing. I mean, we have the bar. So maybe, where do you put it? Rook c8? Where do you put the rook? Rook e8? Bishop b6. Rook goes here. Try to go for some tricks. Like knight e3. Should be no tricks. Should be no tricks here. Just take it slow and carefully. Rook c8, by the way, is played. This, by the way, I think this is winning. Here, hit the queen, you go there. Oh, wait, rook c8. You cannot take on a5 because there's a mate. Oh, this is sick. And now, takes, you play queen b6 and double attack the knight and the rook. And if you go here, I take it here and GG. Now the question is how easy it is to pick up bishop d6 because he was planning to play bishop b6, but again, you have to calculate some stuff. What? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Be careful. He plays it. He played it. He dodged it. Oh, I got a bit scared here. You know, because I was looking at this line here. A knight c4 comes out of the blue. Is this the first victory? If he plays bishop d6, he sees it. He sees. A very powerful game. I mean, it feels like the game when he was playing against David Alberto in Spilimbergo. Wait, the game still continues, but I think that Levy has got this. If he play bishop d6, he's got to see queen b6. Yeah, probably no more cameras for the rest of the tournament. Could it be that it's the... Wait, rook c8. Now it's important to play rook c8, not queen d8, obviously. Which makes no sense, literally, here. Which kind of... There we go. Which kind of proves what I was suspecting, that when you're doing badly, queen b6 on the board. When you, by the way, knight c4 obviously still continues the game. Black collects the bishop, but technically the position is winning. When you are doing badly, and you have like 20,000 people watching, and they're watching you pain, it's just incredibly difficult. So if it helps him to better focus so that people do not see him suffering, I'm gonna switch it off for every round, whatever. I mean, of course it's nice to see him playing there. Yeah, poor Putnam, of course. He is a brat kid and is A great future ahead of him. Only 16 years old. Not a great tournament. This is what I told Levy before the game. That also Liam is suffering. It's not only you. It's Liam. Also, he has not a great tournament. He's not quite feeling it. But of course, the game still continues. I think there should be like quickly lights out. Here, take it. No, I think it's immediately lights out, like here. That's it. It's just such an easy move. Easy move. Rook b8, queen e7. Levy should do this. Queen d7, and now take it. Go here. Your pick. Your pick. I think this is it. This is it. This is it. This is actually a bit stronger. Oh wait, what I'm doing? Queen b8. Wow, that's another move. I didn't notice this. Queen b8. Yeah, also works. Yeah, I just hallucinated. Bishop c7 is rook c7. Bishop c5, rook c7. This is it. I don't think there's any more moves here. Let's wait for the confirmation. Let's wait for the confirmation. 95.6 accuracy for Levy. Finally a good game. He did miss a victory before, but it was pretty difficult. I mean, there's no chance this game continues. No chance. You don't play such positions. At the competitive chess, you just don't play it out because it's just so bad. I think he just resigned right here, so let's just wait for the confirmation. Do not have the video feed. And if this is something that helps Levy, we are going to keep it like that. Also there's queen f7 on bishop f8. He wins. He wins. Finally, this terrible losing streak is officially over. Levy Rosman wins. Gotham Chess is finally victorious. He can play chess. So to all the doubters who said that it's going to be half a point out of 9, no. Our man can still play chess. He can play chess. It was just some weird streak of very bad luck. Just bad choices. Now finally he did play a good game. I'm so proud of him. And it's gonna definitely give him a massive boost of confidence that he can play chess. And everything is good. I mean, I told you, like, after every single round, everything is gonna be good. Everything is gonna be good. It's good. It's good. All right. Feels pretty good, doesn't it? Sorry for Liam, or a bit cheery here for Levy a bit more. He needs this. What does it mean? Levy has, I mean, still pretty terrible result overall. 1.5 points out of 7, a lot of minus rating points, but I mean, the morale is way better. And I think that he could definitely score yet another victory because I think tomorrow he faces the lowest seeded player of the tournament with the black color. You gotta press on the victory. So I think it could be a strong game. And then in the final round, another 2400 guy. It's not so bad. Life is good, the viewers. All right, so I'm saying goodbye to you. It's 4:33 a.m. here in Riga. I will be back also for the final day tomorrow, but tomorrow the rounds they start 2 hours earlier. So that you don't mix it up, they start at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, round 8, which is 5 p.m. No, it's very 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Anyway, you do the math, like 6 hours more in Central Europe in summertime. It's 5 p.m. here in Riga, so it's 4 p.m. in Central Europe. Two more games. I hope I get my voice back tomorrow. Thank you for your good suggestions. What was it? Honey with lemon tea or whatever was this weirdness? Toad something. No, wait, goat something. I forgot already. Whatever. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna go to pharmacy so I can speak tomorrow. I'm not sure if Levy will be on the camera tomorrow. We'll see. Throat coat. Yeah, thank you. Throat coat tea. I hope you're not trolling me. So I'm wishing to all of you a great evening. It's finally great to see Levy winning. I'll have to get up like in 3 hours to celebrate the beginning of the school year. And with these positive emotions, I'm saying goodbye to you. I'm Latvian Grams Ratonektions. I've been coaching Levy Rosman for the past couple of months, like 3-4 months in total. It's a pleasure. It's an absolute privilege for me to be here. The honor that Levy has allowed me to represent him in the commentary, talk about his games, etc. It means me a world. So I'm saying goodbye to you, and as Levy would say, you know the words, get out of here.